Hey guys, it's Jordan. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you've seen any of my previous videos, welcome back. That is so weird to say because I haven't made a video in literally 4 months. If you actually keep up with my videos, I'm really sorry about that. I'm like really nervous, and I'm really sorry if the light is like reflecting on my glasses because I can't see. I look a hot mess because I just took a shower, but like I really had the urge to make this video today, and I haven't had the urge to make a video in a really long time, so I had to just like go for it. If you are a subscriber of mine, we just hit 1,000, so like I'm lit about that. But if you're one of my subscribers, you already know probably that I go to school full time, I work part time, the whole spiel. But the reason I mainly wanted to get on here was because in previous videos I had talked about getting internships and how important they were, and I actually had one this past semester. I just kind of like tell you guys what I've been doing in my internship and like how beneficial it actually really is. So if you want to hear more about internships and criminal justice, please just keep watching this video. My internship was at a jail in my area. It was not in my city. It was like right outside of where I live. I did something called jail screening. If you don't know what that is when somebody gets arrested on like a new charge. When someone gets arrested on a new charge, they have to go to intake court like the next day. And intake court is where the judge will review the bail, set a bail, and then they can either like bond out or they'll sit or whatever happens. And before they do that though, my job is to interview them, get some basic information for the court commissioner, the district attorney, and the public defender. All the information I get from them goes into a screening report, so it goes to all the attorneys, but it also goes into the statistics of the program that I work for, like statistical data. I kind of go there and I tell them, you know, who I am, why I'm talking to them. They do have the right to refuse the interview, but when I interview them, it's just basically like questions about just confirming your address, phone number, gender, age, birth date, asking if they have any other open cases, if they're on probation or parole, their education, their work, their family life, alcohol and drug use, if they choose to talk about any of those things. So those are just like the questions that I ask them, and then I also have to offer to call somebody for them. Like, so I can call somebody and let them know that they're in custody or that they're going to court that day. Or I can also have somebody verify the information that I just got from them, which looks good on the court reports, which I think is why we do that. Like, it looks good for the defendant. And nobody has been convicted of any of these charges yet. Like, this is just being brought that day. Like, they probably just got arrested that day or the day before. It was really interesting because, well, first of all, the scheduling there, I had to be to work at 5:20 a.m. because court starts at like 1:30ish out there, so we have to have all the reports in and done by then, and we have to drop off the reports to the district attorney, the public defender, and the court commissioner. Like, they all have to get copies so they can review everything. I'd have to be there really early in the morning, which was hard because when you have to interview people, like, they could have been sleeping, or they might have come in on like an OWI charge or like a drug charge, so they could have been like high or drunk, so like they don't feel like talking to you that early in the morning. But you know, that you just have to kind of like roll with the punches. I met a lot of correctional officers. I got to talk to some of them and just ask them, you know, like about the job, and I heard some good things. I heard that the hours are like terrible, but the pay is really good if anybody is like thinking about being a corrections officer. What else? I saw some pretty crazy stuff in there. I talked to people who were like coming off of drugs, like coming down from drugs, which was like really scary for me to see. I've talked to people that were really rude to me because they were really upset about their situation. I had talked to people that had pretty like violent, terrible charges, but they were like super nice and like calm and relaxed with me, so like that's also something too. The thing about that internship is like you never really knew what was gonna happen every day that you went in. Like, you just had to go in and just hope for the best. Like, today I went in and I only had to interview one person, but then there's some days I have to go in and I have to talk to like 13 people. Like, it really just varies. It just depends. I was working with a supervisor and then another part-time worker, and I really enjoyed my time there. They were really nice, very helpful, because it's hard. There's a lot of questions you have to ask and a lot of verifying that you have to do with certain questions, and it's hard because every person is different. So the amount of questions you have to ask might vary just depending on their situation. If they have kids, you have to ask them more about that. Or alcohol and drug use, if they say yes, you have to ask kind of like more and like push for more information sometimes. First of all, like, being in a jail was really cool. I've been saying that I actually really enjoyed being in a jail. I would do it again for sure. After being there, I kind of realized that people in jail like are just like everyone else. You know, like, anybody can end up in jail. off of one bad decision. I've seen it, like people that have no history end up in jail. It humbles you in the sense that like anybody can end up there literally off one bad decision, because I'm pretty sure everyone's made a bad decision in their life that could have gotten them in a lot of trouble, but they luckily didn't get in trouble. When I was interviewing for this internship, I had to sit down and have an interview with a detective for like 45 minutes where she literally was just questioning me about basically everything I've ever done. Like, how many times have you drank alcohol underage? Have you ever stolen a pen from work? Like, have you ever driven drunk? Like, all these questions, stuff like how many times have you broken the law and not gotten caught, and you have to be super honest about it. You just want to know if you're being honest. So as long as you like don't have any convictions and you're being honest, like they said, you're pretty much good to go. I went through a lot of background checks to like get in there because you have to go through them because you're in a jail. Yeah, I was really excited about this internship because I got school credit for it. It looks really, really good on stuff. So if you're thinking about getting an internship, do that because it's gonna look really good on everything. And I feel like I built like a network for myself almost, because like who you know actually matters, you know? I have these people now that I can use as references for like the future. The program that I work for, you can get hired on there to do like casework and stuff with a bachelor's degree. So like as soon as I graduated, I could apply there if I wanted to. It's good because I do really like the program and I would totally work for it. Well, actually, I got hired on like as a limited time employee because one of the other employees went on vacation and they liked the work that I was doing, so they hired me on. So I'm still working there like right now, just for like another like week and a half, another week or something. Oh, also I had to, during the course of the internship, I would have to journal every single day, talk about the day I was there, the time, what I did that exact day, all that stuff. I had like, I think it ended up being like 20 pages because I was there like 20 days. And then I had to write like a 10-page paper at the end, which actually wasn't that hard because it's like you're just kind of talking about like what you learned and what you liked and what you didn't like, and if you would work with the agency again and all that stuff. The only thing that was hard for me is that this internship was unpaid, so I was like working for free. Like you're getting school credit, but it's like you're kind of working for free, which is hard. After I finished, I just felt like super accomplished, and I'm like, wow, like this was something really good that I did, and I'm really glad that I did it and that my school gives me the opportunity to do that. So if you are considering doing an internship, like start applying as soon as you possibly can. For me, it took me like 3 weeks to finally get in there, like with all my background checks. So there's a reason for it, but yeah, I just wanted to pop back on here and show face again after 4 months of not making any videos. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys about that internship because it was really, really cool. You know, I saw some things that were like really scary. It puts it into perspective, like this is what happens after people get arrested, because most people don't get to see that side of it. So I'm really like grateful that I did. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched it all the way through, I appreciate you so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. I would appreciate it. I hope to see you guys in my next video, whenever that is. Bye.